I was sitting at my desk this morning sipping my morning coffee. I thought to myself, I'm so glad that I don't have to read through any contracts today for our agency. And seriously, really thankful for not reading through any contracts today. Unfortunately, I know many tree service owners like yourself wake up to reading through a bunch of contracts before you do the work. Maybe it's a municipal contract that you just got 6 pages long and you don't understand a word of it, right? Well, we put this weekly tip together to help you with some of the general provisions within the contracts that you need to pay attention to so you understand what's being expected of you and make sure that you're not exposing your business to greater risk and taking on something that you don't understand. So obviously this is not legal advice. Make sure you speak with your attorney directly about your situation and your contract if you have questions about it. But really there's two main sections that I want to talk about: general provisions within the contract that you're looking at, the who, what, where, when, and how much. Those 5 basic questions outline basically everything on what you're expected to do, when you're expected to do it, who's going to do it, and how much you're going to get paid, and where are you doing it. So those 5 questions, if you're unclear about any of that stuff, obviously you have to hammer that out before you sign it. Also, policies will have, or contracts will have cancellation policies or provisions built in. What happens if you need to cancel? What happens if they need to cancel? Make sure you understand that those provisions on how the contract actually gets finished. So those are some general policy for contract provisions you want to look at. Next, if you want to look at the insurance and risk management provisions, there's a handful that you're going to see. Additional insured status. You've seen these before, being required to be listed as additional insured on someone's policy. These basically give one entity coverage on the other entity's insurance policy. There's an additional insurance charge for that, so make sure you talk to your agent, send them a copy of the contract so that they get the right forms on the policy, and you know how much it's going to cost you and also what your exposure, what you're actually doing with that. Right along the same lines are hold harmless agreements. Usually the hold harmless agreement is built into the policy that says, I, Eric, will hold you harmless and will not go back after you even if you cause the injury or accident. So basically, hold harmless agreements can work in your favor, but most of the time will work against you and require you to hold whatever other entity is harmless, and therefore you can't recoup from them. On the workers' comp, they use the term called waiver of subrogation. That's the same thing in the fact that if you waive the right to subrogate against their insurance policy, if your employee gets injured, you cannot go back after them to get money for that injury. So with the high cost of work comp claims for the tree care industry, if you're waiving your right to subrogate, you're minimizing the potential for recovering money or reimbursement for an injury, and therefore your cost will go up if you have a claim that could have been subrogated, but you had a waiver of subrogation in place. So be careful with that. So remember, those are some basic contract provisions. Obviously, contracts can be much more involved in that. So talk to your team, your attorney, your insurance agent, other business consultants, and so forth. Make sure you get the right advice before you sign something. There are too many times as an insurance agent that we get brought into this after the contract's been signed and now we have to figure something out on the back end. It's not a position you want to be in. If you have questions or want help with contract review, our ArboRisk Thrive clients get free contract provision reviews, as many as they need throughout the course of the year. Certainly reach out to one of the ArboRisk team members and hopefully we can help you out on that.